Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, how we're going to fix both of those things together because they are completely linked. Guys, what would you do if I told you that everything that you just saw in the title is 1000% accurate? When you have pencil neck Adam Schiff calling Democrats assholes from his shared experience, we're going to cover that. You have Chuck Schumer, leader of the Senate, being forced out by his own Democrat supporters. And then you also have the media personalities saying that Senate Democrats, specifically one, is a CIA operative and a Republican plant and a dino. Oh, it's going to be a good day. Everything will be linked in the description box below. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Per usual, YouTube is up to those shiesty tricks. Make sure you are not unsubscribed. And guys, let's get into this. There is no reason for me to bury the lead. We're going to jump right over my X profile, at Braden LOA. So make sure you follow me on there. Guys, this is it. I touched on this in the video last night, but I've got a lot more I'm going to extrapolate on. So if you saw that video, bear with me. There's lots more. But this is a Yale poll. Came out yesterday. Congressional ballot for 18 to 21-year-olds. Women R+4, men R+19. That is insane. That is insane. And here's why this is so important. Because the Democrats hold the gun controllers. The gun controllers own the Democrats. If you support anything with gun rights, you're not allowed to be in the Democratic Party because the gun controllers will push you completely out. This is a really important piece to this. And let me go mute this real quick. Sorry. Now, the reason this is so important is when you have R+4 with young women and R+19 with young men, you've lost something culturally. The Democrats cannot win general elections nationally with those numbers right there. They have to have the 18 to 21-year-olds. We covered this in the Biden administration, in the Biden election into Harris. We covered it in the Trump election. This is the key point. If this is the case, they lose, which is why you're seeing the following. Watch this. I always bring you the receipts, but before I show you how there's a dino, check out our sponsor, Aura. I'm going to say a quick word, and then we're going to hit this. Today, I want to talk to you through our sponsor, Aura. Now, this is an identity theft solution, and I want to tell you an example that happened to me personally and my wife. Now, she bought gas like every one of us does on a daily basis and used her credit card. That number was skimmed and stolen, and we would not have known that some criminal shyster on the internet was using our individual number and money to buy incremental purchases at random places across the United States very subtly and sneakily. And that's where Aura comes in. There's a link in the description box below to get your free 2-week trial, but let me show you some of the benefits they're offering. They offer data broker opt-out. It will help remove your personal information from data brokers, and Aura will make sure that they cannot sell your information to identity thieves. It's got identity theft protection and monitors your credit file and your social security number. There's financial fraud protection. You can get alerted in minutes when your credit file has been compromised. I'm not leaving my family and those that I love vulnerable to these types of thieves, so neither do you. Go to aura.com/Langley. There's a link in the description box below and start your free 2-week trial to get in front of these shysters, and that's enough time to figure out if there's something going on with your profile. Link right in the... All right, so that is one of our sponsors. We've got to support the channel, especially in these times with YouTube being shysty, but let's get back to this. She's a dino, says a progressive left-wing talk show host. Democrat in name only, former CIA official, and a Republican plant. So she's not a Democrat, even though she has extreme far-left progressive views. This is Alyssa Slotkin, just elected in Michigan to the Senate. She's a CIA plant, a CIA official, so that means she's nefarious, and she's also a Republican plant. Guys, the far-left progressives are eating each other. They are going directly after the Democrats that they perceive to be in the middle. This one is particularly interesting about the Republican plant and the CIA. But let's go over to this one. This is one of the main things that I wanted to show you. All of this is being brought forward because the polling numbers that you just saw. Okay, this is Adam Schiff walking through a shared experience he had in San Francisco. This is the far left bastion of San Francisco. This is not in the middle of nowhere, Indiana. This is quite literally the bluest of blue of blue, okay? The reason this is so powerful is because you're going to hear a story about a shared experience, and that is why they're losing. Watch this.
We do business in California. We're going to have to address people's legitimate concerns about crime. I was in South San Francisco 2 years ago after I had an experience in the city that all too many people had. When my luggage was stolen out of my car, they tell you don't ever leave your luggage in the car. I never do until the one time I did. And of course, it got stolen. And what was most memorable about the experience for me is I went to this Target in South San Francisco, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm getting the toiletries I'm going to need for my next 2 days in the city. I get to the cashier.
You went there by yourself, not an assistant.
I think I went there. Well, yes, I had somebody drop me off at the store, and so
I don't mean to make that an issue. I waited somewhere I should not have waited.
Okay, that's not the important part. But understand the setup here, and this is all about shared experience. This is why they don't understand gun rights. This is why they don't understand the Second Amendment. This is why they don't understand our lives. But they got a taste of it here. Listen to what Adam Schiff says, and then I'll show you how, what's-his-face, Schumer is underwater. Watch this.
First of all, I had to get the clerk, which is hard to find, to unlock the shampoo or the whatever.
God, that must be
so
horrible.
That's one thing. And then I get to the cashier. The cashier asked me if I want one of those Target bags with a little bullseye on it. And I said, yes, that Target bag is going to be my luggage for the next 2 days. And she asked me what happened, and I told her. And she basically said, in not so many words, yeah, Democrats are assholes. And I thought, if the cashier in South San Francisco at 10 o'clock at night believes that Democrats are assholes because the shampoo is locked up and my stuff got stolen out of the trunk, we've got a major problem that we have to address. And I think
that's an awesome story.
It's a story. I don't know about an awesome one. But you have to understand why they're doing this. Because Adam Schiff would never come out and say this because he is a Democrat moderate, all the way establishment. Yes, sir. How can I do it? 3 bags full. Okay? He would never be doing that unless there was a moderate push to make the far left woke policies too far left. This right here is the reason. The reason that we cover things like this is because if you understand what your opponent is doing, and you understand what the gun control party is doing, you can predict what they're going to do in their next steps and then get in front of it. They are reacting, and they've been sent out on popular talk show hosts to say that story, which was probably crap, but that story in reaction to this. They are trying to bring it back to the middle while you've got this going on with the far left progressives. This is the battle we're talking about. The far left progressives are pissed at Alyssa Slotkin because she says the party needs to stop attacking oligarchy and focus on losing its woke reputation. That's what Adam Schiff just said in so many words. All right, now let's go over here to Schumer. Again, this is a resistance to the far left progressives. Look what they're doing to him.
Right, we're in the state of New York right now. New York Democrats on Chuck Schumer view him favorably. In December of 2024, that was just a few months ago, it was 73%. Look at where that number has fallen to in just a few months. It is now down to just 52%. That is the lowest I could ever find in Siena College on how Democrats in Chuck Schumer's home state view him. And keep in mind, if you're thinking about a primary challenge, it would be a few years away. But Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's favorable rating among Democrats is considerably higher in the 60s. So he is doing quite poorly in his own home state of New York. I never thought I'd see the day in which just 52% of New York Democrats would view Chuck Schumer favorably. It's almost unfathomable.
Yeah, I like the footnote, the tiny footnote here. I think it will look much bigger than the Schumer team this morning as they look at that. When you're talking about Chuck Schumer, why? Is there an answer to your question?
Wait for it.
Is there an answer to the question of why his ratings dropped?
Yeah, it's because they simply don't like the job he's doing as Senate leader. I mean, look at this. Should Schumer stay as Senate leader? Again, according to New York Democrats, just 50% say yes. Look at this number. 48% say no. This screams sirens should be going off. Primary challenge, primary challenge, primary challenge. When you're a Democrat in New York and these are your ratings, this is a big wake-up call if you're Chuck Schumer, John.
The far left progressives are pushing him down and pushing AOC in. They are trying to purge the party of the moderates and push it farther left. Guys, we've been saying this for 3 to 4 months together. This is what's happening. And the reason this is so important to us in the gun rights fight, because if this goes left and goes progressive, A, the Democrats are going to have a hard time getting elected again. B, if they do get elected, kitty bar the door, because oh my God, it's going to be insane. That's if the far left progressive wins. If the middle wins, you might just have the beginning of the pendulum swing back in towards the middle. I don't know what's going to happen. However, this stuff is incredibly important, and that is why everything is linked in the description box below. I hope you guys enjoy this content, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.